You seem to be perplexed.
That is quite true. Because I think what we're doing isn't quite correct. No one can play God, cynically trying to change the nature of a human being like we're doing here.
You surprise me. You're actually preaching to me. I'd never have known that, despite your scientific mind, you have a priest's heart.
No, Dr. Crush. I am a human being and can only deplore what you're doing here to these poor creatures.
If that's how you feel, I feel sorry for you.
Dr. Crash, I beg you, listen to reason. Don't go too far. Can't you be satisfied with the results so far? The price that the human race would have to pay could be too high. Your studies could create a biological catastrophe. Have you ever thought of trying out your experiment on still friendly nations? All it would need. Yes? What is it?
I'm sorry, General Van Kreutzen, but it's urgent.
I expressly gave orders not to be disturbed. What has happened? What is so urgent?
I'm sorry to say the partisans have committed another act of sabotage.
And you come here and disturb me just for that?
They blew up the Lombardoni Bridge.
What? But that bridge is essential to us.
Yes, I realize it's important to our eventual retreat.
What the devil are you talking about? I personally gave command of that zone to Captain Harlinghauser, so will you kindly get him on the phone? I wish to find out what the hell he's doing about it. So you wanted to be smart, eh? And I didn't understand your game. Very well. There's one thing I want you to explain to me. I can understand why you'd want to try and con me. Why bringing the police?
No, that I didn't do. I swear it.
No, don't swear. Try to explain it quietly. It might well be that if I understood, then I can be very generous. As you know.
I went to the grotto to recover the drugs. Korikani told me they were there, you see? It was him who stole them. I had nothing to do with the police. You better check in your own house, I tell you.
What are you saying?
But didn't you notice that at Andronico's funeral, your little girl was talking to a policeman?
Trying to put the blame on my child? That's preposterous. I've just heard that your debut was a wild success. The senator was most enthusiastic about you. You've made me curious. So I've decided to find out for myself. I'm a man like the senator. Why don't you try and excite me too? Go on, I'm waiting.
You don't understand anything, my poor Stephen. There are things that leave me cold.
You don't understand anything, my dear. Last night I heard noises from the corridor, as though someone was spying on me. It was you. I now know who pushed Gunther. It was you who killed Gunther.
Don't ever repeat that accusation again, Müller. It's unworthy. A German officer trying to pin a crime on another German officer in order to protect an enemy of the great Third Reich.
Frau Horst, if one of us is dishonoring the uniform Third Reich, it is you. Germans of your type are giving the world ample reason for hating us.
For the very last time, be careful.
I'm warning you, Frau Horst, that with all my strength, I'm going to try and stop you murdering that woman. Enemy or not, you know that Natalie Baksova is innocent. Unfortunately, my business keeps me occupied to such an extent that it undermined my relationship with my wife.
Did you neglect her?
No, not really. But the time I had available to spend with her was so very little. But Louisa never really complained.
What were you doing yesterday afternoon?
I was involved in a business meeting that didn't wind up till way after midnight.
And then you went home?
Yes, of course.
And not finding your wife at home didn't worry you?
Well, it wasn't the first time Louisa was late home. Quite often she stayed the night with her mother.
But didn't she tell you when she's staying the night away from home?
Yes, at the beginning of our marriage, but not afterwards.
Weren't you getting on well?
Not exactly. It's been some time now since we fell into the habit of leading separate lives.
Put your hands up and chuck that rifle away.
Where have you hidden the girl?
Unfortunately, she was caught by the cannibals and is going to be sacrificed to their god.
So what have you got in mind? What do you want to do?
I'm going to kill you.
If I were you, I wouldn't do it. My friend's on the boat, and he's got the $6 million with him. If I'm not back in an hour, he'll sail away, and you'll be left here at the mercy of the cannibals.
Perhaps you're right. Come on. Get moving. Back to the beach. Hold it there. Call your friend.
Jack!
Tell your friend that if he doesn't reply in 30 seconds, I'll blow your head right off. Come on, tell him.
And if I don't do it?
I'll blow your head off right now.
All right.
Oh, I was just passing through these parts, so I said to myself, why not have a drink with dear Dr. Taylor?
Don't play the fool with me,
Oh, I'm sorry. The fact is, I just made an endless trip trying to find you, that's all.
But you didn't believe me when I told you my story.
I realize that my sense of humor sometimes seems a little incomprehensible, but deep down I really mean well. The story you told us affected me most deeply, so Barbara and I have decided to help you. We've got all the equipment you could possibly require to carry out this expedition.
Well, as they say, life is full of nice little surprises, isn't it?
Oh, well, a coin always has two faces, doesn't it? And even I can make a mistake.
Are you being serious?
But of course, you come down to the harbor of Mesquite sometime tomorrow, right? We'll be waiting on the yacht Regina. I wanted to call her the Queen Mary, but someone already thought that and came up before me. So till tomorrow then, all right?